Our team on the ground has been sitting down with their manager to get some insights into how they're preparing this as the clear underdogs, of course, going into this game. Here's Gernot Rohr speaking to my colleague from the French channel, Cédric Ferreira. Take a listen.
We don't have any complexes. We have nothing to lose. We want to play a good match. We want to give it our all. And I think that with what we've learned from the first games, my young players will give their maximum. We have some small injury issues, like all teams, but we'll face that to present a very united front. I think the key will be to neutralize the Egyptian attack with Marmoush and Salah. They're all great players. It will also be about counter-attacking well. And I think that if we score the first goal, anything can be possible. Even if we don't concede a goal, everything is still possible because they will be forced to take risks to honor their status. And that's where maybe our chance lies.
So that's where the tactics lie there. The aim of trying to get Egypt, of course, to take risks there. That's going to be all about the counter for them. But, of course, defence is going to be crucial for Benin tomorrow.
Yes, exactly. And they have to contain the return of Mohamed Salah and Marmoush because the thing is that Benin doesn't score goals. They have only scored once since the beginning of this AFCON. It was against Botswana. No offense to Botswana, but still, that was the only goal of the competition so far. They lost 3-0 versus Senegal, and then they lost the first game versus DRC, which means that they can't really rely on their offensive side, despite they have good players. Steve Mooney, obviously. They have also Junior Olaitan, who is doing great in the last month, but still, this is not the main force. They will have to keep their defense, and they will try to keep the scoreless draw as long as possible to put some doubts into Egyptians' mind. Maybe that can be the only solution for Benin to go through in this game.
How do you do that? I mean, when you've got an attacking line that's made up of Mohamed Salah, Trezeguet, of course, Marmoush as well, how when you're Benin and you come up against... I mean, we heard the manager actually in the same interview just earlier, a little earlier on in the interview, who was talking about how those three are worth more than his whole team. How does the team come into that and just psychologically get ready to face, I mean, world-class players?
You do it like how the previous opponents have been doing it. You do it the same way South Africa did it. You focus and you concentrate on defense, which I think they can be neutralized. If you have a defender who's going to be doing the same thing that Mbegezeli Mbogazi did against Mo Salah, that I think was one of his standout games. If I might make a slight mention, I know we're not talking about South Africa, but he had a really impressive game tonight as well. So yeah, maybe a move outside of the United States can be good for him. But I do think that if defensively they keep it tidy, they don't make room for errors, and like the manager said, keep a clean sheet. Because I think as soon as they get a goal up, that's when they get into the minds. In the previous game, you did see even the head coach just making the signals of it's all in the mind, it's all in the mind. So I do think that Egypt tends to play a mental game. And so if you can keep the psychological composure in the game, he does have a young side. So I do think that becomes a little bit of a challenge. But if you can stay in the game, move up front, create 1 or 2 chances early into the game so that you stay into it, knowing that you don't have a 0 on the score sheet, then I do think that it can keep their confidence in their head in the games, because I do think that's where South Africa struggled a little bit.